Hello and welcome to English 1213 online, the spring 2015 semester at Oklahoma State University. My name is Christopher Perkins and I'll be your instructor this semester. This is the first of many video lectures that I'll be putting together for you in order to help you sort of understand what's going on and get a feel for the course, as well as a feel for what I have to say about things, and also to put a face to the weird person assigning things to you digitally. To get started, this is the first video lecture. Basically what we're going to go through today are just introductions. We'll start by introducing myself. I'll tell you a little bit about me, and then I'll introduce the course and give you some of the information that you need to succeed for this first week and to get things done. One of those things will include doing a blog in which you introduce yourselves to me, so I'll get to know you a little bit through your writing this week. Just in terms of who I am, again, I'm Christopher Perkins. You can call me Chris or Mr. Perkins. I'm a PhD student here at Oklahoma State University, so I'm not yet a doctor, not yet a professor, so no need to hang on those crazy formalities. In your emails to me, just address me as Mr. Perkins or Chris. That's fine. Again, I'm a PhD student here at OSU. I study literature and composition and rhetoric. I'm particularly interested in comedy and stand-up comedy. I'm writing my dissertation on Lenny Bruce, so if you are familiar with Lenny Bruce, then we can talk about that. If not, that's fine too. Before I came here to OSU back in 2011, I received my bachelor's and my master's degree from Texas State University in San Marcos, and I also taught for several years at Tarrant County College in Arlington, Texas. So I'm a Texas boy, not too far from home. It is what it is, right? So that's me. I've been teaching composition now for about 7 years, and in that time I've done a lot and learned a lot and forgotten a lot, and learned some more. So I really look forward to every semester that I get to teach this class and get to know new students and expose myself to some new perspectives. So I'm really looking forward to getting to know all of you this semester, reading your writing and helping you hopefully improve that writing, both as a writer and by adding the important element of Comp 2, which is research. As you'll see when we go through some of the important things for today, Comp 2 is all about research, right? So that's who I am. I'm Chris Perkins. You'll get to know me plenty more than you ever thought you could possibly ever want to know anyone, I'm sure, as the semester goes on. So we'll go ahead and stop there with that for now and move on to some of the more important things, right? So let's take a look. We're going to take a look now at what's ahead for us in the semester. I'm going to introduce you to some of the resources of the class and how the class is going to be set up, and then hopefully get you started moving forward with using some of the technology that we're going to be using and meeting the objectives of the course. So it's great to meet you, and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so what this video is going to cover for you is going to be, of course, accessing essential course information. We're going to see how the course works. We're going to see setting up a WordPress blog, and we're going to begin working with WordPress. Alright, so here's your basic online classroom page. This is our home page. You can see I've got a little news message there for you, and what I tell you there is to check out content, because that's where you're going to find most of the things that you need. So we'll go click on content, and that takes us to the content page. Here on the content page you will find your table of contents, and each week I'll be adding a new module. So right now we have week 1 up there, and everything that you need to do this week is right there for you. So every week on Monday I'll upload a new module, and that will contain everything you need for that week, and then you have until Friday to do it. And that's explained here in the syllabus. So I've just clicked on the syllabus. I like to download the syllabus instead of just reading it on the online classroom. I like to have it on the Word document. I think it's clearer that way. So here's here's my syllabus. You'll need to read this, familiarize yourself with it. Here are my office hours. I've got some online office hours in which I will be at a computer available for you. There's my email address, my Skype name. Everything you need to know is, of course, in the syllabus. And you'll also be taking a syllabus quiz at some point this week over the basics of the syllabus. But here we have, the list of books. Here is my course description and the goals. You can read it for yourself. But basically, this course is all about research and making good arguments from the research. So here are the course policies from the composition program. You have your dates for dropping, the disability statement, late work policies, which are of course very, very important, academic dishonesty, everything else, missing work. If you don't turn something in, you fail the course. Keep that in mind. Here we have the guidelines for submitting papers. So if you're ever confused and it's time to turn in an essay, here's where you look, right here in your syllabus. And here is kind of my statement of policy that you need to do your work in order to succeed in this class. You need to keep up with everything and make sure that you are taking the responsibility to do your best. So first, here we go into the assignments, and you can see exactly what kind of assignments you're going to be expected to complete. You're going to have 4 essays. You're going to keep a weekly blog. You're going to have reading quizzes that will correspond with any required readings. You'll also be doing some online discussion later in the semester as you're working on your research. All of that is detailed here for you. And there will be some assignment sheets coming out for some of these assignments. I've also given you here just a list of the grading breakdown that you can see. So you have here a pretty clear breakdown of what everything's worth. I've also included a little space on the side here so that you can keep track of your score there, so you should always know what your grade is. I'll do my best to keep grades posted on the online classroom, but that's just another way for you to keep up with things. So assignments, grades are right there, and then we're going to come down, and this is basically a breakdown of how the course works. And like I said, every Monday I'm going to be posting a new module for that week to the content of our online classroom. You'll then check that module and complete the tasks for that week by Friday. Right? So you have the whole week to complete all the tasks. That includes reading, taking reading quizzes, posting your blog, responding to discussion questions if that's necessary, anything else. And then here we have a complete class schedule for every single week, which includes, again, it includes a list of readings as well as a list of the assignments that are due. And this is going to be exactly the same as what shows up in those modules on the online classroom every week. So there should be no confusion about what you need to do every week. You need to do your assignments and have them turned in and completed by Friday. This also has the dates for every paper, the due dates for all of the papers, and anything else you might need to know about the course. So be sure you take a look at the syllabus. You're going to be responsible for reading it on your own, and then you'll be taking a syllabus quiz back in the online classroom. We'll take a look at that here in a second. So be sure you have a copy of this syllabus and you always know where it is. All right? So here we're back in the online classroom. We'll go back to content, back to week 1. And again, there's the syllabus. We also have the assignment for Essay 1, and then we have your quizzes. So this week you have 4 quizzes. You have a syllabus quiz and then a reading quiz for each of the chapters that you're required to read in the Guide to Research and Writing at Oklahoma State University. So here's, just to take the quiz, you click on the quiz, there's some basic instructions, and here you go. You can read those if you want, and then you click Start Quiz, and once you do that, you're started, and you need to finish the quiz at that point and submit it, and that'll go straight to me, and I'll grade it. And that's just to make sure you're keeping up with your grading. There's no time limit on those quizzes, but they shouldn't take you more than a little while. It shouldn't take you all week. So you can get those done as soon as you finish your reading. So here we are back in the content. You have a link to my blog. The name of this has changed. since I recorded this. I changed the name of my blog. We'll see. We'll talk about that in a minute. You can follow that link to get to that. I'll also be posting our weekly video lectures on my blog, and as well as blogging and reflecting on what we do in the course every Monday. So we'll talk more about that here in a minute as we talk about setting up your WordPress accounts. So here we are again back at the content in our online classroom. This is where it's all happening. Here's the assignment for Essay 1. You'll want to read that and familiarize yourself with that a little bit. We won't talk about that in depth until next week, but we will talk about that, and you will have to answer some questions about that in some of your reading quizzes. So be sure you look at the assignment for Essay 1. I think it's a pretty fun assignment. It requires you to do some thinking and some research about a movie or television show. So that's always a fun way to start the semester, talking about TV, right? All right, so we're back at the online classroom again. Know that this is where everything happens. All of your information is here, and every week I'll be posting something new to this that will get you through that week. Okay. The other resources are available to you on online classroom. Of course, we have the course home. I'll be occasionally posting news items just to kind of keep you abreast of the situation. We also have the class list. If you ever need to send an email to myself or the entire class, you can do that through here. And you can see, I see some of you have some pictures. There's me hanging out in the big purple chair at the Botanical Gardens at OSU. If you haven't been out there, go check it out. It's really nice. Yeah. So there's the basics of the online classroom. Hopefully you're all relatively familiar with it. All right, now we're going to talk about setting up your WordPress blog. So here we are on the Oklahoma State homepage. We're going to go to www.wordpress.com, and that will take you to WordPress, where you can set up your own website, your own blog, and this is how you'll be accomplishing your weekly blogs. So basically, you just click on Set Up My Website, enter an email address. This isn't my official Oklahoma State email address because I already have too many blogs associated with that. So here's a few other things. This is just a dummy account I'm setting up, but fill it all in to the best of your ability. You know, the blog is really your personal space. It's your chance to reflect on what's going on and in your writing process and your research process and your reading process. So the blog itself should reflect you. We'll see here in a minute that mine very much reflects me, and I hope you all do the same thing. So once you enter everything, you go and scroll down and click Create Blog for the free one. If you want to pay for something more, that's fine, but the free one's all you really need. It's pretty easy, and then they'll send an email to you, and you can go back and you'll need to go to your email account and check that email and verify everything. But then you get in here and you can set up the title of your blog. Here's a title that I could have called my blog, I guess, but I didn't. And you can do whatever you want here. Again, this is up to you how intense you want to make it. It's up to you what you want to do with it. The only thing that's not up to you is whether or not you have one and write in it. You do have to write in your blog. You have to do that every week. So then once you get set up, you can start to choose a theme. This will dictate how your blog is set up, how it's organized, what kind of images it has on it. And of course, you can always change this. You can always go back and change it later. I've gone back and changed mine many times just in the last few days, so feel free to do that yourself. Obviously, if you click on some of these things, they're going to try to charge you for it, so I recommend using the free ones. The free ones are very good. Everything I've done on my blog is all been completely free, so I encourage you to do that. You can of course connect with Facebook if you want, connect with Twitter, whatever you want to do. That's completely up to you. The important thing is that you have a blog. You will, of course, need to go back. As you can see, I haven't verified my email address. So really, once you set up the blog, once you click Create Blog, back at that other page, you'll want to go to your email address and verify your email address, and then that will follow the instructions from there. You'll get very detailed instructions. The thing I like about WordPress is it's very user-friendly. It's very easy to figure out. I still haven't figured out everything, of course, but it's a lot of fun, and we'll get to play around with it as the semester goes on. So here I'm just kind of goofing around. I haven't confirmed my email address just yet. But once you do that, we'll get to setting up your blog and doing some vlogging here in just a second. Okay, so you've got your email address confirmed, you've got your blog set up. This is my blog, The Invented Obscurities. You'll then be taken at some point to the dashboard. If you're ever not in the dashboard, you can click up there on the top left corner and click the WP admin, and it'll take you to the dashboard. Here in the dashboard is where you can do everything. You can go down here to appearance, and you can revise your theme, you can add pictures, you can add widgets, whatever you want to do with that. All sorts of stuff can be done. And again, I encourage you to play around with this and explore it and develop it as the semester goes on. Here's the most important thing, obviously posts. Once you click on posts, you can see all of your posts, and you can start to create your own. So we're going to go to add new. This will be how you do your first blog post for Friday. Click add new, and here we are. We're ready to go. You give us a title. Oh, I don't know. Blogging, y'all. All right, there's our title. We've got a title. We're ready to go. Let's start blogging. Now, for the first blog, I'm going to just require you to write a little bit about who you are for this week. Introduce us to you. Tell us your name, obviously, maybe your major, maybe your interests, maybe your hobbies, whatever, any of that good stuff. We just want to get to know each other in this first week, in this first blog. And I'll be doing the same for you, obviously, on my blog, as you may have already seen. So, what I also want you to do, along with writing is very important, but I also think it's very important to, these days, engage media in our writing. So if you click Add Media up here, we can insert media. Here are some pictures that I've got. You can use from your library. You can also insert YouTube. You can insert websites, and insert tweets, whatever. You can upload videos from your computer, or upload photos, media from your computer by selecting files, or you can just drag and drop. Here's a picture of a cat. This is one of my cats. Lizzie Borden is her name. So we're going to go ahead and put her into our blog post simply by dragging and dropping, and then clicking the insert button there. Now they kind of sometimes put it in awkwardly. You can adjust where it is by clicking on the picture, and then you have this little dialog box that pops up. I can add a caption if I want, so that I can explain my photos. Here we go. And then once we've thought of something to say about our photo, we can click update over here, and there it is. That's how it will appear in our blog. You can change the style over here. Do whatever you want. Again, play around with this, explore it. You've got all semester to figure out how to make this work. You can save your drafts if you're not ready to post things, but when you are ready, just hit publish and follow the directions, and you'll be blogging. You'll be part of the blogosphere, and doing what you need to do. So, again, every Friday, by the end of every week, you're going to have to do some sort of blog. I think it requires 250 words every week. And I do want you to always try to include some sort of media, an image, a video, anything like that. Again, this is my blog, and I've updated it, I've changed it, I've done a lot with it over the years. If we go back to my home page here, you can see you will be doing some readings later in the semester from these reading sections. You have an about page. You'll have one of those on yours. You can do whatever you want with it. Again, this is WordPress. This is your blog, and I encourage you to really have fun with it. Play around with it. And of course, if you have any questions, ask me. I may or may not have the answers. I'm still playing with it myself. But I think it's really fun, and it accomplishes the most important goal of any writing class, which is to keep us writing. Alright, summing up, to do this week: read the syllabus, take the quizzes on the online classroom under content, set up your WordPress blog, and then follow my blog, I'll follow yours. Then of course you're going to want to start blogging, write your first blog, 250 words and an image about who you are. And of course, at any point, if you have any questions, just let me know. It's been great introducing myself in the course to you. I hope to hear from you soon, and good luck.